We're gonna do a song that you never heard before.
The volume.
Here they come and get wicked. Here we go again.
Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother. What's happening, bro?
Man, what's going on?
I'm happy, bro. I am glad. It's very much a TGIF kind of Friday, man. I couldn't wait for today.
Why is that? What's cracking?
Well, you know what, man? We're going to talk about it here in a little bit, man. We got some things to talk about. But I think that today is my official getting back to the pre-COVID days, bro.
It's officially that day?
It is officially that. And I'll tell you why shortly, though, man. But I think that, after today, I'm officially I done turned the curve where I am all about getting all the way back.
All right.
Yeah.
Gotta hear this.
Let's get that music going.
Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
If you smell what the rock.
Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
Try Jesus, not me, 'cause I throw hands. Try Jesus, please don't try me, because I fight.
Ace Kennedy.
What up?
I had Miss Kennedy go educator mode on me early, and I think I got it was autocorrect on me, but I had to make a correction to the post where it says, "Are we moving past COVID?" The autocorrector had PASSED, so she was like in the comments, she just put past. I couldn't help it, so I was like, "Oh my gosh."
I hate when she do that.
Oh my gosh.
I hate when she do that.
Hey, Skitty, a lot going on this week, man. Let's get right into it, because I think I know where you're gonna go with this one, but I gotta ask you.
What's up?
The best thing you've seen all week, man?
The best thing that I've seen all week is my son finally signed with Kansas in Bethany College in Kansas.
Okay.
He was determined to do that. There are some things that I advised him of, but he is determined. So I'm happy for him, because I told him today, I said, listen, you're 18. I no longer am telling you what to do from this point out. I'm just an advisor.
Okay.
So from that point, he is, I'm happy for him, because this is exactly where he wants to be. He know who his dang, that snuck up on me. He knows who his roommates are, everything. It is what it is. And bro. So I get a text, I get an email from Brittany Rowe.
Okay.
She sends me the song that we've been asking about.
Okay.
I haven't listened to it yet, but that wasn't even the meat and potatoes of the of the email. She tells me, "Hey, I'm performing at the state fair on the exact same day that I am, bro."
In OKC. Hey.
Yeah.
You got a homecoming there.
Yeah, FTMG is in the building. at the state fair. Matter of fact, I hadn't even told anybody on here that I was performing at the state fair.
Well, here's what I'm dying laughing because I'm looking in the comments and she says, I just now realized that my like second family, D'Angelo, Corey, and them are more like family to you. And this was funny to me because I
has
always,
no idea. She didn't
oh
even
my gosh. This is what I think is crazy though, right? Because I think that I always laugh because you know, it doesn't take like Oklahoma City reminds me of a big Killeen. It doesn't take very much for you to know somebody who knows somebody.
Right. But I knew that she knew all of them. She just didn't know that I knew.
She didn't know that you already knew that.
Right. So yeah, she is definitely in the family. Like it's ridiculous. FTMG, and then like I said, her dad saved my life. So yeah, she is definitely family, which is why I do any and everything for her. So yeah, it is, and then of course because you family, then that makes y'all family. It's the whole thing.
Absolutely.
The whole thing's full circle, bro. I gotta do this because the insider has been trying to get us to ever since he missed the call. So let me let me do this real quick.
Shout out to Sonya checking in the comments. Also, I see you out there. I can't quite remember where Sonya is. I don't know if she's still in Germany or she's back in the States yet.
Hold on a second, bro, because I don't know why it didn't pair up.
Oh, my boy Chatty Mac, he said Black Widow was dope. That is funny. We gonna talk about something.
I'm going to see it tonight.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
J Rob,
she's in South Carolina. That's what's up.
I'm in the building, man. I'm here.
Hey,
the insider.
Yeah, my dude.
Let's do it.
So what's you now when Charles comes back in town, what do you have for him, bro?
Oh, dude, I got all kinds of stuff. We're going fishing. We're probably gonna do some 4-wheeling. We're probably gonna do we're gonna do some white boy stuff.
We do white boy stuff.
Some white boy stuff. Oh yeah.
Hey,
we're gonna get country with it, man.
I gotta set the time, Ace. I gotta set the time, bro.
Yeah. He already said he was like, listen, y'all need to call me back. I know I missed the call. Call me back. The insider is back, and I gotta tell you, boy, what's up. So I wanted to make sure
that's it.
Yeah.
I got on the ATV.
Dude, here's what's frustrating. This is the frustrating thing. I work downtown. So I was in Midtown when you posted the picture of you at Waffle Champion. I was there, man. I was there. And I didn't catch it until like 2 hours later. And I was like, no, I was right there.
Hey, listen. So the last time I came out there, right, we were completely winging it. So I didn't get a chance to check out anybody really. We was just kind of going with the flow, making it up as we go. The next time I come out there, whenever that is, and I'm sooner than later, I'm trying to make it a point to go see my peeps. So I'm definitely making that happen, by the way.
Yeah. Well, Insider, aka J Rob, aka Justin Robbins, we appreciate you, bro. You know you're an official member of the Slash Brothers podcast.
Absolutely.
Not so much to get into, yeah. But I definitely had to put that call on for the Friday show.
Oh yeah, man.
Appreciate you, brother. I'll see you Sunday.
Hey, I love you guys. Hey, seriously, come back into town. We're gonna do some stuff, all right? I
want to go fishing.
Yeah. He got the boat
dude,
too.
I'll take you fishing, bro. I'll put you on some big ones, dude.
Hey,
this is the I told him all, this is the country corner now.
Yeah. The country corner. That's what he named the insider, the country corner.
Let's do it.
All right, Justin. I'll see you Sunday, bro.
Okay, man. Hey, love you guys.
Love you too.
Soon.
All right.
Bye.
Yo. So yeah. You was talking about COVID and how you felt about it.
Well,
we got.
I gotta tell you.
Yeah. That's right. My bad. Yeah.
Best thing I've seen all week. I got 3. Now I saw Deuce. So I was like, yo, that already knocks out everything that I had. Right. But these are technically 2nd, 3rd, 4th place. Here we go, Ace Kennedy.
I'm listening.
The thing that I was tripped out is that there was a girl, and I'm probably going to butcher the name, Zayla Avante Guard, young black girl, wins the script spelling bee, right?
Yeah.
kills that. But then, by the way, she's a hooper. So I'm sitting here watching all of these videos of her crossing girls up, making it look like easy. Now, this is easy work, right? And so I was just like, yo, I'm talking about she got game. You see a video of her working on ball handling. She has like 6 balls that she's bouncing, and she's comboing. She's nice. She's a hooper, bro. So I thought that was fire, right? The other thing that I have, best thing I saw this week. Okay, so like probably on like maybe like on Tuesday or Monday maybe. I saw this video on the Shade Room or somewhere else where I see this guy. He's a white guy. He's arguing with this black dude, and he is clearly racist. He doesn't seem to make it a innuendo. He's basically calling this guy all kind of monkeys, and to this black guy's credit, he is very much, keeping his composure, but he's kind of giving his things back and everything, saying whatever. But the white guy basically is talking heavy, talking real spicy. Police show up, and he just had this privilege that's like, yo, this is nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you what the same thing I told him. Basically says, if you got a problem with what I have to say, I stay at this address. Something garden, whatever. Ace Kennedy, I don't know where. I think this is a northern state, I believe. So that's why I'm always tripped out when people generally would think that these racist and racist activities happens down south. This is up north. Ace Kennedy. He put the address out there. So we showed up. And the thing that blew me away is the same thing happened in South Carolina a couple of months ago. Homeboy was walking out for a neighborhood walk. He's strolling through the neighborhood. Homeboy tries to press him, right? Yeah.
You ain't supposed to be here.
So we came out in droves and stood out here like we out here. We all outside. So this guy, sure enough, puts his address out there, and the whole hood turns up. And I love that they went ahead and arrested this guy for harassment and some other minor charges that he'll probably just get fined for, whatever. But that wasn't the point. The point, right? The point to me was the fact that they came out with the speakers, and when they was blasting it, bring them out. It was my favorite thing. And when the police was handcuffing him, walking him onto the car, you hear somebody playing, walk. Let me see you walk. Well, I loved it. And this is the thing that's crazy to me, right? I don't think that they're going to like I said, at minimum, he's going to go ahead and get locked on up. He's probably going to get out. Maybe the charges won't necessarily stick. They're minor things that I could see that he might get a fine for, something he can get expunged. But what I do love about this is that this dude basically made it apparent that this is something that he's done before and has no shame and has gotten away with it because, apparently whatever. But I love, though, man, that just by chance, and this shows you the power of social media, though, bro, that the fact that this dude put his address out there and everybody organized that quickly. Very impressive. Loved it. I absolutely laughed so bad. Ace Kennedy.
What up?
We talked about this on Tuesday when the BET Awards came out.
Yeah.
And I said, no Nicki, not a single ounce of Nicki, right? She's on the clock. We got her on the clock, right? Because it was all about Megan, right? Megan Thee Stallion. I remember a time at the BET Awards, Ace Kennedy, when it was always very clear that they have a female MC of the Year awards, and it was always going to be clear that it was Nicki. And Nicki always would get up there, y'all, I'm so surprised. And it was very, you know what I'm saying? No Nicki nowhere. We set the clocks on Nicki. We need something. We need a banger. We need something. Ace Kennedy. Nicki Minaj, I heard today, she has a dope, this is a start, dope remix to Be a Whole Lot of Money, which I already liked the song before. I've seen it heavy on TikTok. You know me and my TikTok. But Nicki gets on this remix, kills the verse, right? Kills this verse and goes live with Bia when she does it. Now, Ace Kennedy, I'm not saying that this is the one. I told you it has to be Nicki. I'll take it featuring somebody else, but this needs to be a Nicki song. But listen, when I heard the bars, a lot of subs in the bars, and I love that this was the Nicki that I love. Dope verse from Nicki, though, bro. So for me, top 3 things that I've seen this week, though, bro.
In reference to the Nicki record. I mean, that's fine. You're doing the feature. Where is your records at?
I know that. I didn't say, listen, I didn't excuse that. That doesn't.
So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't push the needle for me because, like I said, she put out a video of her riding in some SUV right before the one album came out, right? And you told me that was like an old mixtape or something.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm like, okay, you put something out, but people want your new music. Like people,
it tells me though, Ace. It tells me I'm listening to how she's talking. Real spicy in the song. It tells me, bro, that she always do, but it tells me that she might still got something in that old Nicki pen, bro. And that's what I want to see.
She's wrapping up.
She basically was saying everything I wanted her to say.
Bro, it would be like if she was in Fast and the Furious. It would be like she was in Fast and the Furious, bro, and she pulled out the big muscle car and was revving the engine up in front of everybody, but didn't want to race. That's what it feels like to me, bro. It's just show.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad. That is a hell of an analogy, bro. Hell of an analogy. But very good, Tim. But listen, I still love the fact that I got to hear the Nicki that I like, right? Now, shout out to Brittany Rose. Listen, before I say what I got to say, shout out to my brother Damon in the comments, though, bro. Goodness gracious, though, man. But listen, there is a thing that you have something to say about. That is a good point. Here's where I'm going with that. This is where I think the difference. She says, can we stop expecting music from artists that already have a huge catalog? Now, when do we stop expecting music? I think that Nicki Minaj is different. I look at Rihanna and Beyonce differently from Nicki. And the reason why I say that,
same here. I'll explain mine after you.
I look at Rihanna, and there was a point where Rihanna and Beyonce were going neck and neck at who is the quintessential female artist of a decade, of a period. They were like 1 or 2, depending on who you like. And yet there were other people who came in to give you some variety, and that you had your Erykah Badu's that were the alternative to them. You had your Jill Scotts who were the alternative to them. But when it came to that R&B, pop, those were the 2. And I think that they had each other for a long time. But then the flip side of this to Nicki is that for a long time, Nicki had no equivalent. And now she does. And by the way, these equivalents, they're hotter than her right now. So I don't think that there's ever been a time that Nicki was out where she wasn't the hottest female rapper, the hottest, right? And now you got 2 that's out there. And now that more popping up. You got the Sweeties, right? You got the Doja Cats now. And so I think that all of these girls are invading Nicki's crown, this space that she just occupied unequivocally. Now she has competition when she never did. So I'm expecting for Nicki that was talking real spicy back then when the competition was thin. I'm going to need that same energy right now that competition is thick.
100%.
Ace Kennedy.
Yeah, that's the way I feel too. It's like you were in a space to where you were talking like you was on top of the mountain, and then somebody invaded your mountain and you ain't responded yet. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, it's almost like Usher. The reason why I put Usher on the clock is because Usher's been talking about new music. You know what I'm saying? So if Usher didn't say anything about new music, I wouldn't expect anything from Usher, because Usher is in the class to me like in a Tank category. They don't do like the new boy R&B stuff, like the Chris Brown, Trey Songs, and Bryson Tiller, all
the microwave kind of R&B.
Yeah,
you can do that real quick.
Right, the Eric Bellinger stuff. He doesn't do that. But when you start talking like you got music, then I need you to put it out. That's why, like, people like Jay-Z, like Tank, like Justin Timberlake, now you're not necessarily anticipating any music. You just appreciate it when they drop. Same with Beyonce. Same with Rihanna. Now, I'm not personally looking for new Rihanna music, but I know a lot of people are. But she's in a different class by herself, because like her, SZA, Janae Aiko, all of them are in a different class than what I would consider Rihanna to do. So I'm not. That's where I'm at with it.
Let me tell you where I think that, and listen, I do leave out Big Lotto because I need to hear from Big Lotto in order for me to put her in the Nicki, Cardi, Megan. I need a body of work, an album, or I'm not even want to say a mixtape. Mm-hmm. I need to hear a dope album that you can pinpoint and you can say this one had, whether or not you like her, it had hits after hits after hit, at least 3, 4 good, solid bangers. Now here's the other part about this though, Ace, because I think that I can totally understand that there are people like Jay-Z who hasn't came out with new music in a hot minute. Right?
He don't have to.
But Jay-Z doesn't. I think that, to me, the difference is I believe that Jay-Z's music has been number one when competition was heavy, right? I think that Jay-Z put out quality music when Drake was at his peak prime, or what. I don't even know if you even Drake. I mean, 444 was a classic album when Drake was at his peak, right? Jay-Z was still putting out material when people thought that Wayne was the best right then and there, when he had that dope run. So to me, the reason why I think that Nicki is the light for me, and the clock is different on Nicki, is because all the other people who you might say they haven't put out music in a little while. Well, when they were putting out music, the competition was thick. I mean, it's stiff. It was thick. And I think that Nicki, she had it. I mean, there was a point. Listen, bro, there was a point where the only one year, somebody had got her category at the BET Awards for Best Female MC. Like it was Nicki, and then it was like Trina was the next person up that you may have heard of, but the rest were like chicks who people have never even heard a single song. And so I'm just like, all right, well, like when you didn't have the variety back then, you was basically all that was there. And it just looks like, I believe in Nicki. I still think she's the GOAT. But it's almost looking like, well, there's an alternative now. So what are you going to do now that we have an alternative? Like she's facing the same kind of pressure that I think that men MCs have. Male rappers have that, where there's always going to be the competition and you have to come with the hottest. And it feels like she's kind of taking the back seat while these other girls are doing their thing though, man. So
yeah, I just feel like she hasn't put anything out recent enough to garnish the attention so that people can be like, all right, yeah, Nicki still got it. She hasn't done that. Like, and so for me, the difference with Jay-Z can stop the world when he drops an album. There's not many artists that can do that. Like even the Migos, I still ain't heard their whole album.
Listen. Let me stop you right there. I officially like Migos, bro.
I mean, I get that. That's fine.
Let me tell you. So listen, I can admit that I was late on Migos, right? And we may have talked about this here. I had a problem initially with with Migos rap style, the cadence, the style that everybody does now, right? I still have an issue with that, right? But what I do appreciate is that they were the originals of that. Talked about that before. So one of the things that I had to do is that I listened to this Culture 2, thought it was fire. It totally showed me that they're the best at doing that because they're the originals, right? It's almost like Future is the best at doing his kind of style. So when you like people who do the Future kind of music, I can see why people might hold Future that high up. So I had to go back and listen to old Migos songs after I listened to Culture 2. And then I was just like, okay, Culture 2 made me like their old stuff. And it made me appreciate Migos more than what I probably did in the past just because it was so new. I was late getting on to the I like Migos. I don't think I was too late on getting on Lil Baby, right? But I was very late on getting on Migos, though.
Okay, but that still ain't got nothing to do with my point. My point is that Jay-Z stops the world when he puts something out.
I agree.
Everybody don't do that for even the Migos, is what I'm saying. They are, like you said, the the daddies of all these lils out here doing their stuff. You know, even R&B has taken some of their, cadence or whatever the case may be. So I get it. But like I said, Nicki was actively doing stuff, and then you let two other people come and just dump on you and you didn't respond. That's different. Whereas like you just appreciate the alumni. Like I said, if Usher had a mention, Brittany going on.
Brittany Rowe is sounding like
a new one of the new.
Oh my God! I'm trying to listen, bro. I'm listening.
As soon as she said,
"Oh my God,"
she said that. What she say about Wayne? She said that no feelings kills anything that Drake's done. That's where her whole conversation went mute right there.
Oh my gosh, Brittany Rowe. Brittany Rowe was on. She was on to something when she said this about Nicki. Now I think Brittany Rowe is on something when she just said people only listen to Jay-Z because it was about him cheating. I don't think so. He had one song that he mentioned that on.
And that has nothing to do.
And that was just like a bonus little bit of thing. He was like, oh, he talking about the slide now.
Look, this is how you know she don't know what she talking about. She said Nicki has a whole baby, so she doesn't worry about those people. Well, I'm here to tell you that Cardi also had a baby, and she was on stage with a baby in her stomach getting busy. So Nicki ain't got no excuse.
No excuses. None whatsoever. Listen, I don't know, man. I'm biased when it comes to Beyonce. I've admitted that. I'm inclined to have a separate rule because I'm biased when it comes to Beyonce. But I also
that's the thing. I'm not looking forward to no new Beyonce records either. Like if they come out, that's cool, but I'm not looking forward to them.
I am, and here's the thing: when they say a Beyonce record, I do count Black is King as a new Beyonce project, though. So for me, it hasn't been that long. I think Beyonce probably can go another year and put out an album next summer, and I would be perfectly fine with that, though.
Yeah. You can have that though. That Black is King. You can have that.
Yeah, that's just classic material there, bro. That's why she won that Grammy. Hey, listen, man. We was talking about COVID, and I gotta ask you this though, man. I think, bro, that I'm officially turning the curve on how I feel about COVID and when I think that I'm officially like ready and moving forward. With saying, I'm not saying that COVID isn't real, but I do think that I am ready for things to get back to whatever the norm is, right? Whatever the norm is after COVID, I'm ready for it. Here's what I mean by that, Ace Kennedy. I just thought about this, bro. Today, right? I rejoined my gym. Mm-hmm. So I'm back in the gym. First time I've been in the gym in about a year and a half, right? And I felt like, whoa, you know what? I'm back. It felt good to be back in the gym, right? Tonight, I'm going to see, first time I've gone to the movies in like a year and a half, going to see the Fast Nine because I wanted to talk to you about that, right? So I'm going to the movies, first time. It's the first since COVID. I'm back playing in a basketball league, first time since COVID, right? I traveled to Oklahoma, first time that I've traveled since COVID. Went out the country for the first time since COVID. I've been playing basketball outside. Now, we cool outside, right? So I've been hooping outside. That was something that I did before COVID. Now, I'm just sitting here thinking, Ace Kennedy, out in Georgia for us outside we've been open in Georgia for quite some time though, bro. But at the same time, I've gone out to dinner, right? Outside. That was still, I've been getting back to doing things that I used to do before COVID. And I gotta be honest with you, bro. It feels good to be getting back. Like, man. Now listen, I think it is weird because I would want to ask, is there anything left for you to do? Because you've been probably the most active person I know throughout COVID, right? So what is there left to do for you that to say I'm back doing this since COVID?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. I've done it all. I've been to Six Flags. I've been to the movies. Going back to the movies tonight. I've been out to dinner. I've performed.
You went to go see Tenet. Wait a minute. You went to go see Tenet at the movies.
Yeah. But that was when everything was locked down. Yeah. No, it was. Yeah. But when I'm saying it, so when we went to the theater, it was probably 10 people there. So I'm back. I'm doing everything that I've been doing.
So my question to the folks that are watching, and even if for the folks who aren't watching it live, for the folks that may be watching this on Facebook, YouTube, and by the way, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers YouTube and Facebook page because every episode is uploaded everywhere you can stream podcasts. And while you're there, tell me what is something that you are finally doing now that it just took you a long time to get back into the swing of things to do.
Here's my thing, bro. I don't have a problem with anybody that's still reluctant to do stuff. I don't have a problem with people that are out here doing the stuff that they used to do. Just like I said, and check the tape, just like I said in the very beginning of all of this, do what you feel is going to make you and your family safe. That's all I can say. That's it. Do what you feel. So don't let nobody else tell you nothing different because everybody's comfort level is different. Everybody's ideas about getting vaccinated, not vaccinated. Do your own research. Do not let nobody convince you otherwise. You do your own research because I'm going to tell you, nobody ain't got the answers.
I'm coming around. This is the thing about it, bro. I'm coming around to the idea of getting vaccinated. Here's where I'm going with this. Okay. I was one who, you check the tapes, adamant. You ain't sticking nothing to me, not something that y'all can't tell me all the answers to about, right? I was at the gym today and I'm running. I'm getting my treadmill on, right? And I'm sitting here like doing my thing, and I'm far from the next person, right? Not by default, it's just people just wasn't on the treadmills like that. People weren't on the bikes. People weren't on the little elliptical joint. And so I'm doing my thing, and I'm running, and since no one's around me, I take my mask off, right? Because I'm sitting here going, I'm getting it, and I'm sitting here thinking like I don't have my training mask on. So I was just like, all right, well, let me just go. So this lady, after I'm done with my run, I'm pretty much wrapping on up walking. She says, "Hey, young man, can you do me a favor?" She was like, "I'm vaccinated, but can you? I'm a little older. Can you put a mask on?" You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought I saw you. I said, "You know what? You absolutely right." Like she said, "I'm vaccinated, but it would just make me feel better," right? And I was like, "You know what? That is a good point. Like I have no problem at all with wearing a mask, even post-COVID vaccination or whatever. And I'm all about, making people feel comfortable as to getting back to things being normal. It's not so much for me about getting vaccinated as a way to get back to being normal. It's saying I think that people should feel comfortable also about getting back to normal. So I think that it's that was one of those things. But we had been talking about it for about the last week or so about getting vaccinated. But I think that we go back and forth. But I'm starting to become more open to the idea, though.
My stance is still the same.
But one thing I'm not sure that I'm totally good with. I'm still not so sure that I'm good with being in a crowded spot. Like I'm not sure that I'm ready to get back at lounges just yet where they're packed out. Like I'm okay with doing outdoor stuff that's packed out, right? You outdoors. But I'm not sure that I'm ready to just be in an arena, right? Like I used to love to go to the Hawks games, right? I'm not sure if I'm ready to do that just yet. Not if they're not doing the social distances and stuff like that. But I'm just not sure that I'm ready to do this yet. But I am curious, though, that I did feel some sense of relief when I got back to the gym. I was like, yo, I done did some first still, right? That were things that I would do regularly, though, man, before COVID, though. So, but I know you, and I think that, bro, I'm thinking like, yeah, I don't think that you've never not, and not just that, you've been preparing the shoe game for post-COVID.
Yeah.
Hey, man, coming out of COVID looking fly, bro.
Yeah, and my thing is that I've been tested several times, and I've been making sure that I'm good. So, yeah, it is what it is, bro. Like I said, everybody got to do what they got to do to feel safe.
Whoa, let me tell you this. I got to post this video. So I got tested when I was in Mexico, and we can switch topics on this. So I've done a COVID test through like CVS where they do the self-test. You just rub it in and then boom, they tell you how to do it. Dog, I went and did this test in Mexico to get, you got to have a negative test before you hop on the plane to the United States. So all throughout Mexico in different places, they got all these little pop-up tents, pop-up trailers where you can go ahead and get tests all throughout, but it's like a booming industry out there, right? So I'm sitting here and I'm getting tested, bro. And this little girl, she digs all the way back. I felt like it literally was about to come down my throat. And then she poked in there and then turned it just to make sure. I was like, damn, well, I don't know if I got boogers in my nose, but surely they got to be gone. And I just knew for sure that when she pulled it out, bro, that it was going to be like a long string of snot on that thing. I'm talking about, bro, the tear ducts. You would have thought I was at a funeral the way them tears was coming down, bro. It was brutal.
Nah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yo, bro.
It is crazy though, man. But we getting back.
Yo, these Suns is up too, bro. They following my plan right now.
You think it's over now, bro?
I don't think it's over. I told you. I think no? Giannis. No, it's not over yet. I told you, Giannis Nimba get game 3. The Suns will get game 4, and then it's a toss up on game 5.
You know what it is, man. So I don't like what I'm seeing from Chris Middleton. And
they look confused. They look confused.
Here's something that I think, and I don't want to seem like I'm just riding what people say in the media. I'm just saying that I've watched all of the games. So I've watched all of the Hawks games where they played the Bucks. I've watched all of the games, and in fact, I think I've watched every single game of the playoffs, right? And so I saw, and people have said what I've seen as well, is that I think, bro, that I think when people say Giannis needs help, I don't think that's I think that when Giannis is on the court, I think that it forces Chris Middleton and it forces Drew Holiday to take different kinds of shots that they would take if he wasn't on the court. I think it's no coincidence to me that they averaged almost 25 apiece when Giannis wasn't there. Not just because Giannis's shot attempts weren't there, but the kinds of shots that they wanted to take. You know what I'm saying? Like Drew Holiday is a slasher, right? He got good going to the basket moves. I think Chris Middleton does a very good going to the basket short game, intermediate kind of thing. I think that with Giannis out there taking up so much space in the paint that it forces those guys to be jump shooters. And so I think that what happens, though, bro, is when I'm watching it was no surprise to me that those guys have been playing when it comes to the playoffs, and you got to make adjustments. And when a team is game planning just your personnel for 7 games. And I just think that I think that the Bucks and Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday look bad because I think that Giannis forces them to take shots that they probably shouldn't take the best shots for them. So I don't know, man. It's interesting, bro. I don't know. But so because of that, I don't know how you fix that, right? Like I think that they might win the games at home. I just don't really see how. I don't see what the Bucks will do with that dynamic in the finals. I think it's gonna go 6 games, bro. I think the Suns.
I think most people think it's 6. Do you think the Bucks should do a coach change?
No. If he got you to the finals, bro, that's something. He knows what he's doing. I think that what he knows how to do is the problem is I don't think he makes the right adjustment. He reminds me of Doc Rivers, right? Where he just doesn't make the best in-game adjustments. And everybody dogs him out for that. Everybody does. But if you're a player, though, right, there's things that you just got to know as a player on how they're playing you, right? So I don't put it all on the coaches, but I think that they should be the one to lead those kind of changes. So I wouldn't be mad completely, but I definitely think that it's a step back when you don't. When you let him go, I don't know. I'm sitting and think about that. The Clippers let Doc Rivers go, and they wind up advancing just a little further. I don't know.
What about the Warriors? Mark Jackson, and then they got Steve Kerr, and then bam.
Hold on, who? I get that, but I think that the Warriors were eventually going to get there.
So you don't think nothing had to do with the coach change?
No, I think it's player development, bro. To be quite honest with you. See, this is the thing. I think that Mark Jackson drafted them dudes. I think that Mark Jackson recognized the talent. And then at some point, you got to think, though, right? So he basically got Steph and Clay before they were Steph and Clay that we know, and Draymond. It's almost like it would be like if the Suns didn't win this one, and then they went and got Mike D'Antoni, right? And then they won the championship. It's like, all right, the players are the players. They've learned more, so they've been developed more. But now you got D Book in year 5. That's about the time, year 6 or something like that. That's when you got Steph. So I understand that if you get rid of Budenholzer because you want it, I don't know who they're going to get that's going to put them over the hurdle like that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like I said, it just doesn't look too good for the Bucks, even though I do believe they're gonna win a game. So, and
listen. Speaking of NBA, right? One of these big stories in sports in general has been around Rachel Nichols and Maria Taylor, bro. And this is the thing I think that's interesting about this, though, bro, because if we had to really pick a side, I couldn't, because I think I'm somewhere in the middle. This is a scenario that you and I talk about, right, when all things can be true in a scenario. So the way that it's been kind of explained is that Rachel Nichols was on some kind of interview, and she thought that her mic was cut, thought that it was over, and I don't know if she was on Zoom call or whatever.
Yeah, she was on an ESPN Zoom call.
Yeah.
And so the Zoom meeting ended, and she didn't turn her mic off. And so the conversation was probably being recorded for documentation purposes. And so her and her spokesman, who is also LeBron James' spokesman, were still on the call, and they were having a private conversation that then got leaked.
Yes. One of the things that got leaked was ESPN's incorporation of Maria Taylor. Now, listen, I love me some Rachel Nichols. I think she is one of those. I think that she is right for NBA, right? But I also love me some Maria Taylor, probably more. And what I love about Maria Taylor is that she is an athlete, ex-athlete, right? But she is versatile. She is she is all over ESPN. She is there. She's a college analyst, a sideline reporter. She has paid her dues because she went from that to being a co-host on The Jump. She's been all over the place. Now she's very much involved, has started to be more involved with the NBA. And Rachel Nichols is like, listen, this has been my lane here. I worked hard for this to be my lane. So y'all want to find her more stuff to do, then that's cool. But don't just because of your crappy history and record on diversity, that means I don't want to give up my stuff, right? I work hard for mine, basically.
She's also said, too, that as a woman, I've felt the diversity because it's like y'all don't give many spots to women. Like I had to fight to get to here. So again, and she's having a private conversation that just happened to be recorded. That's just like if you and I are having a discussion about some stuff outside of being on the mic, people would have some problems with the things that we say, but we have an understanding that we can say things to one another that is not privy to other people. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Hey, Kennedy, who leaked the audio, bro?
Bro, listen. Apparently somebody didn't log off when they was on that call.
But even if that's the case, though, right?
Maybe ESPN did to cover themselves.
Listen, bro, I'm still wondering. I get that it was a private conversation. I'm just trying to figure out who leaked it. Somebody had to go into ESPN's database somewhere where they store all of their interviews and just pull the audio. Somebody did it. So I'm just curious on who actually. Now, here's what's crazy. Maria Taylor, it's been a big deal because here lately, Maria Taylor's is her contract with ESPN is coming to a wrap. And so here recently, Stephen A got $8 million a year. And Maria Taylor is thinking, I'm all over ESPN. I'm trying to get in that kind of range there, right? So there's been this room like, what if Maria Taylor's people had access to this? Now, I don't know who her people are, right? I'm just saying. But what if they put this on out there as a bargaining chip, really put a little pressure on the ESPN and say, cut this $8 million, though, right? That Stephen A was getting. So I feel like, but I understand because Maria Taylor is good. And so I'm just like, I think I could understand Maria Taylor if she was frustrated by it. If whatever she felt, I agree with it. But I also can see where Rachel Nichols is like, listen, I've been at this for years. Like I finally am really carving a name for myself and a niche for what I have to offer. And so I don't want to give that up easily. I totally get this. So I don't think that she was wrong. What I do think,
I honestly believe, bro, that if people think that what Rachel Nichols said was disrespectful, I feel like it's reaching, bro. Because my thing is that
I agree.
Listen, I understand people are going to be upset. I get it. And people in Maria Taylor's corner are going to hype her up to make her be upset. But I listened to the tape, right? I didn't take that as disrespect. She was talking about her. She said, listen, I have no issue with Maria Taylor. She's doing great, but just don't give her my spot. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to give her something else because she's doing such a great job, she is everywhere, but don't use y'all's jack up and try to put that on me. And I'm supposed to just roll over and take that. When I fought to get here, there's nothing wrong with that.
No coincidence. They pulled Rachel Nichols off, who was going to be a sideline reporter, and put my girl Malika Andrews. I love me some Malika Andrews. I saw her. I was like, wait a minute there, Malika. So Malika Andrews, black reporter, see that doesn't doesn't hurt that she looks good, right? But she also timeliness of it, right? Because she used to be kind of a beat reporter, basically for the Bucks, right? And so she's experienced with notes, familiar with the players, familiar with the team, and everything like that. Swapped her on out for Rachel Nichols, or pulled her from it altogether. So Rachel Nichols still has the jump, and she formally apologized because she was saying, like, I liked her apology where she said, hey, in journalism school, they said, don't be the story. So I apologize. If anybody, I agree with you. I didn't take what she said as disrespectful. I didn't take it as, I don't think that she had any malicious intent. I don't think that it was racist. I don't think there was nothing at all.
No.
I agree with you. She was just saying, don't take your bad history out on diversity, out on me and what I got going on, saying that I have to face those same things.
And she's talking to the person she's supposed to talk to about it. That's my thing. And she became the story because somebody leaked it. Now, if she had been in an interview, right? If she was doing a not GQ, but whatever, any type of interview, right? If she was doing an interview and this came out where she said what she said, or she went on Wendy Williams and said this, or she was on the Breakfast Club and said it, I can understand that now is a line in the sand. But the fact that she was talking to her spokesman, the person she's supposed to talk to about these type of issues, basically like her publicist, and it was supposed to be a private conversation, then I have no issue with it, because because here's the thing. If it was supposed to be a private conversation and she didn't throw that girl up under the bus, that lets you know it wasn't a malicious intent.
Here's what that would be like if you went to human resources for a one-on-one conversation that was privy to just y'all.
Yeah.
And then it gets put out what you was talking about.
100%. But even still, in the conversation, she didn't say anything bad about the girl. It was just the fact that she brought her name up. That's why people are tripping, because it looks like it's like, oh, here, because everybody's all wound up like, oh, white girl is out here in her privilege and she tripping because the black girl is coming up on her spot. That's not the way. Everything can't be race, y'all. Everything can't be race.
I agree.
And I don't think this was a race thing, because she was even saying, as a woman, I had to fight for this spot. So my thing is that she's talking to the person she is supposed to talk to about it.
Right.
That's the way I feel.
I agree. I think I'm inclined to agree with you on that one there, Slick.
Yeah.
Hey man, real quick before we get on out of here, man. I find the ways Meek Mill tend to stay in the news very fascinating, bro. Right? So here's what's interesting. We're talking about basketball. The Philadelphia 76ers owner, very cool with the NBA dudes, right? Mm-hmm. He was around to help the boy Meek get out of jail, use his influence there, along with Bob Kraft, right? Robert Kraft. So he has this over the top, extravagant party, right? I think it may have been at the Hamptons, somewhere nice. It's nice. I mean, top of the line, everything over the top, the who's who, whatever, right? And of course, because he's very cool with the rappers, which is always one of those things that I'm always tripped out on, how old rich billionaires get cool with rappers, right? But Meek Mill's there, a lot of people there, but there's this apparent audio, right, of Meek Mill and Travis Scott getting into like what was supposed to be a heated argument. Now listen, Ace Kennedy, I don't know how you get into a heated argument at a party amongst millionaires, right? And billionaires, right? But somehow they managed to do it. Highlight of this whole thing. They have Jay-Z, somebody spotted Jay-Z wearing a watch that was like millions of dollars. Well, I didn't see not a single diamond in this watch, Ace Kennedy, but the watch was cold watch. Aside from that, Meek Mill has always had his issues with academics. He gets back into it with academics again over some other stuff, and he's always quick to call academics a clown, always quick to tell him he's a culture vulture, always quick to tell him this, that, and the other, whatever. What I think is hilarious, Ace Kennedy, Whack 100, who always seems also to insert himself into something. And maybe because I believe he also has a podcast, right?
He inserts his stuff when it comes to Meek. He has an issue with Meek.
He has an issue with Meek. He had, and I listen, and I got to be completely honest. I don't know if I completely understand. I'm laughing at Mark's comment because I got to be completely honest. I looked at the watch though, bro, and I agree with you 1,000%. It didn't look like it cost that much, but it cost him a couple of million though, bro. Listen, clean because it matched what he was wearing though, bro. Well, that's besides the point. Anywho, what I thought was interesting, right, is that Whack 100 inserts himself into this conversation, this bashing of academics by Meek Mill, and Whack 100 is like, why is you even talking? We already seen how you handle beef. We just sat here and watched you a couple of months ago run into Tekashi 6ix9ine after y'all did all of this twerping back and forth, and you didn't do nothing. So why should we believe that you're a man of those kind of intents, right? But you just be talking though, bro. And listen, I think that Whack 100 always, I mean, he's like people. I mean, I don't know if people ask him his opinion about stuff or if he just volunteers it, but he does. He'll talk. He has no issues with just talking about it, though, right?
Right.
I fell out laughing when he said, "Bro, we just watched what you did with Tekashi."
So here's the thing: Academics was on the Flagrant 2 podcast with Andrew Schultz and his crew, which is if you don't know, Andrew Schultz does stuff with Charlamagne and God. They do the Brilliant Idiots podcast. So when Charlamagne isn't there, he does a Flagrant 2 podcast, and they had Ack on there. And Ack was like, listen, I am not, he said, only thing that I came out and said is that a lot of these rappers aren't going to do anything because they're brands. Like, you are multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar corporations now. So you can't do the thug stuff that you used to do because you're a brand. He said, prime example, something happened in some place and Meek ran over to these cops that were like, security guards or whatever like that when something popped off. And he was like, because he's not going to do anything. He said now, and he said, even the goons per se that's around them typically aren't going to do anything because they work for, they're not trying to gain clout. It's a corporation now. He said, so he said, now, do I think if it was just me and Meek one-on-one, would he probably do something? Yeah. But what's the likelihood of that happening? He said, all he was saying at the end of the day is that these rappers, your favorite rappers that you think are so, and the ones that do that stuff are going to jail. It's like, and Meek ain't trying to go back to jail. Somebody said, because then Whack 100 or somebody say he went to jail for popping a wheelie or something like that. And it's just
that's true.
It's just interesting. Like, but my thing is that why is Meek so focused on academics anyway?
I don't know. Listen,
rapper, bro.
You know what it is?
He's somebody who talks.
Bro, I just think that certain people, you know what, man? I just think that certain people just irritates the head. I've never had anybody. You know what it is, bro? I think that academics is Meek Mill's Tony Parker.
Okay.
Except that Tony Parker church back. Imagine this. Imagine me talking this whole time, telling you for years, man, I can't stand Tony Parker. If Tony Parker was actively in that conversation, was like, you ain't gonna do nothing about it. I was talking about it. If Tony Parker said, man, the Bel Air 2 is trash, bro, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, bro, like, I already don't like you and you talking, bro. Like, that is, I think, bro, that academics is Meek Mill's version of Tony Parker, bro. He is Kyle Lowry for him, bro.
I mean, I get that, but at the same time, though, I'm not fighting Kyle Lowry. Like, the stuff that I'm saying, as far as like how I think he be crying in basketball games, I would tell him that. That's my opinion, though. But what should he care about what Ace Kennedy is saying? He is a world champion basketball player. He's making the money he wants to make. He's done the things he's wanted to do, bringing his family. So why does he care that I say he cries all the time in basketball? It's like,
well, I think the reason why Meek actually says that is because to his credit, DJ Academics does have a following that he influences, and so I think that he feels that people are inclined to believe or are swayed by what Academics actually says, of giving weight to his opinion, which to me, Meek Mills responding to Act gives his opinion even more legs, right? You're
validating what he's saying.
You're valid, not that you're validating what he's saying. If you think he's just talking, your response is validating why he would just be saying it, because his people know that. I mean, his people may take his opinion, and then they may be influenced by his opinion, and then Meek Mill's going to respond to it, and then that's it. I mean, I don't know, but you could just tell that Act just rubs Meek the wrong way for whatever reason, though.
Yeah.
He
need to let it go, though, bro. Because I mean, at the end of the day, the people that like Meek already like Meek.
He's not going to listen. He's not. But to his point, okay, let's just say this. Aside from the fact that they're corporations, right? It's very rare that there's never going to be a time where in rap somebody's just going to say, well, let's shoot the fair one. Let's square up and go ahead and settle. Nobody jump in. Nope. If you think you can whip me, then let's do it. And the problem with that is that nobody wants to be caught on camera getting knocked out. Not in a one-on-one fight.
Right.
But it's the reason why NBA players don't get into a fight.
Right. Here's the thing, right? All they got to do with all these avenues like Trilla and all these fights that the Logan Pauls is doing and the Jake Pauls, you got avenues. People would love to see a boxing match with these celebrities that be just running their mouth.
Somebody set it up. Meek Mill versus Academics fighting on whatever card that Jake and Logan Paul fighting on.
And make sure you give the Slash Brothers podcast credit and some money because
set it up.
Yeah.
I think that it's just crazy, bro. Like there are listen, who else got rap beefs that could just be resolved with the fact that like I say, it just doesn't happen. You might see somebody crew jump somebody, you might see somebody in the crew get one off on. So I'm talking about I've never seen in my entire lifetime somebody say, well, let's fight. We square up and then boom, 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 and that's it. It never happens.
I have to give it to, there was a rapper that was running his mouth at the mall. I don't know if it was The Baby or.
Oh my gosh, The Baby did knock that boy on out though. Yeah. That is the only one. Yeah. Listen, The Baby he is a groundbreaker because he is the only one that you are absolutely right. And this is the thing about it. Hey, Homeboy walked up on him looking for that fade.
Right. And he was laid out with his pants hanging down because DC Young Fly did knock somebody up.
Yeah, but that dude wasn't there to fight him though.
Right. He just
knocked him out. That dude came to fight The Baby, right? And then The Baby got on his video.
Yeah.
And said, these boys need to stop playing with me. Meanwhile, Homeboy's in the cut over here, slumped over, still trying to get his stuff together with his ass all the way out, looking like a fool with your pants on the ground.
Now, he still got on there talking. He still got on his live talking like that's because he had all his people there with him or something like some other stuff. Like, bro, one person knocked you out. I guess
one person.
He must have thought that he must have thought like Kevin Hart's dad, like, oh, he must be an octopus.
Yeah, octopus.
Yeah.
This why it's like I said, it's never gonna happen because I mean, granted, listen, it doesn't impress me that if I have a problem with another rapper, right? And hypothetically, we're in the same place. And if one of his guys snuff me, it doesn't change my opinion on him. Like, yeah, I'm not saying that I can whoop anybody, but if one of your dudes get a solid on me, that still doesn't change the fact that I don't think you can. That means your dude can. If my beef is with you, then we can settle this with your dude separately. But I'm just talking. There's a reason why there's never been a hip hop fight. Maybe guys are shooters, but I don't know how people are with these hands out here in these streets, though, bro.
So whatever happened with Diddy and J. Cole? I never did hear what happened with them.
I think that Diddy and J. Cole did get into like a scuffle, right? But it wasn't anything at all from what I've gathered where they were just scrapping, right? It was a scuffle because naturally people jump in and break it on up fast. But I'm saying, somebody said, no, let's go ahead and handle this. Y'all back up. Let's go.
Okay, now last thing I want to say. Since the statute of limitations is up, what happened to the dude in 7-Eleven with you?
Oh my gosh, man. So, all right, I'm gonna tell you this. So bruh. I'm gonna tell us, and we gonna roll on this.
All right.
Because I'm not a gangster.
I ain't no killer, but don't push me.
I ain't no killer either. Yeah, I ain't a gangster, right? Listen, bro. So I'm at the gas station, right? And I'm in line, like everybody else trying to pay or whatever. And there's a guy who came from the car wash. He has the coat on because he just got done, spraying cars, and he's dripping with water on him. And I guess he's trying to buy some cigarettes or whatever. And I'm in line. And so he's reaching over trying to talk to the guy behind the counter. And I'm like, hey, bro, you back up. Let me get my stuff and you can do your thing. So he keeps on talking like I didn't just tell him to back on up. And he's dripping water on me when he do it, right? So I'm thinking like, bro, like chill. I'm hitting him with the highs. I'm like, I'm about to pay. You can holler at him like that. So he kind of pushes my arm down, right? So when he pushes my arm down, I give him a good shove to the chest, like real solid. But he fell over like all the snacks at the gas station, bro. Knocked over like all the little honey buns and little Debbie cakes and everything like that. And then he pops up talking like he was, about that or whatever. And he never did get the cigarettes. He walked that one off and then went talking about what he was going to get from the car wash. And I stayed in my ride waiting for him to come back from the car wash. And he never did show up. Maybe he had to get back to the job or whatever, though, man. But
his lunch break was over.
His lunch break was over. But I mean, I'm sitting here, though, man, and I'm just trying to tell him, I'm like, yo, chill, bro. Let me go ahead. And he pushes my arm down, and I didn't shove him. I had him back, though. I'm like, bro, chill. But once he put the arm down, I had to give him that good little, that little good boom, get a little sound.
Solid.
Yeah, solid. Boom. And yeah, he fell and knocked all the. I mean, when you go to the store. And they got like the honey buns, they got the Cosmo brownies, they got all this.
Is this your game? Huh?
It's terrible, bro. I just didn't listen, bro. I was cool. I was cool until the slap down, right? Because it was like it was almost like the when they showed the video with Chris Paul and James Harden, and Chris Paul is trying to give him the pound, and James Harden slapped his hand. It was like that. I'm sitting here trying to tell him to back on up, and he swipes down on me, though, man. I said down, and then because he swiped down, he already got water all over me. Then gets my shirt, but no, we ain't doing that, though, bro. We're not doing that. Man. I ain't a gangster though, bro, but I ain't no hand either.
I ain't no killer, but don't push me.
I ain't no gangster, but I ain't no band either. And I'll tell you that. Hey man, what you got going on for the weekend?
Man, bro, like I told you, I'm about to go to the movie to catch this Black Widow. And then other than that, whatever the missus want to do. That's it.
Listen, you know what what is interesting though, bro, is I think I'm gonna have a day, maybe tomorrow. And I just realized too, bro, I think that I have not. I remember. I'm just here, just remind myself. I have not worked on any new music for myself in probably 2 months. Where like I haven't made any beats or nothing like that. Like since I went out to Oklahoma, right before I went out to Oklahoma, I haven't did any new music. So I kind of got some ideas of a lot of things that I want to try to at least start to get on now, though. Man, I got some dope beat ideas in my head. But then I thought about that. I still owe you the joint for your song, though. So
yeah, and here's the thing. Even though you ain't been working on music for yourself, you have been busy.
I've been working. Yeah, I've been doing some stuff though, man. Yeah. I've been getting that. Which I was gonna ask you offline. I'm waiting to see when you're gonna do these color corrections because I'm ready to see this get put out there though, bro.
Well, there's been some family emergency stuff, so that's been the hold up. So
yeah, man. Yeah. So yeah, man. So but other than that though, man, I think that I'm excited for the weekend. Like I said, I'm going to see the Fast 9 tonight. I got that's the other thing too. I told you we get back to COVID. Sunday, right? In my city league is kind of the playoffs. So we got to win and then advance to the championship. So and it's going to be back to back. So we play at 11. If we win, we got to play right back again at 12 though, bro. So
yeah.
I should perform at the Georgia State Fair. Hey, hold on. I got to figure out when that is though. What day? I got to get the particulars.
That girl busy, bro.
Yeah. I love it.
FTMG. All right, man. Well, let's get on out of here because I got to get these kids food before I go to the movie.
Get that beat going, man.
All right.
Peace out, y'all. Brittany Road, Mark Nurse. I appreciate y'all for checking in, man. Salute.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
Can you dig
of all
it,
time.
sucker?